Welcome back, guys. So this is where we left off. We just received our coffee mugs right here on page 8. So I'm going to be continuing on our journalizing on page 9. Okay, and this is where we left off. Okay, so here it says that Albert submits another order for great restaurant. Okay. What do we do with this order?
We put it onto his commissions.
Okay, good. We're going to put it onto his commissions. Okay, so commissions. Commissions. Great restaurant. Okay, and let's see how much great restaurant's going to be quoted for.
556.05.
55605. Okay. All right. So this is just an order, right? We still have to wait till the very day to deliver it to calculate his commissions. Okay. See what happens next. There's another grand opening sales. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and push this down so you can see all the details in one page. All right, so here's all the coffee orders. Okay, still 20% discount going on. Right, here's the regular coffee, Supreme Coffees. So let's go ahead and journalize this. Starting with the checking. How much are we going to record in our checking account?
So you start up with the checking account, sales discount, and all the sales medium reg, medium large, medium supreme, regular coffees, and then with the ceramic and sales tax payable.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh, you already have it on. Oh,
Yeah, I just copied it from previous transactions.
I thought that was the other previous. With the checking being 889.69.
Discount.
Discount will be 205.47.
Okay. Coffee, medium, regular.
171.14.
Okay.
And then 221.61.
That's for the supreme, medium supreme.
Oh, 275.08.
And then 221, wait, 22161. Then we have 324.57, 34.95, and then 67.81. So I got 1095.16 on the left, 1095.16 on the right. Okay. So what do we do here? Okay, what do we do next?
And now we will go to the general ledger.
Starting with checking.
Check-in will be 889.69.
Bringing my grand total to be
2,310.53.
okay. Next is sales discount.
Which is 205.47.
Bringing so my grand total ending balance is
771.75.
okay. Go down all the sales. So we got the medium regular coffee. 20. How many cups did we sell?
86.
What's my ending balance in my medium regular coffee?
660.68.
Good. How many cups of the large regular coffee did I sell?
92.
Excuse me, 275.08. We'll bring my ending balance to be
989.69.
989.69. 989.69. Good. How many? Excuse me. How many medium supreme coffees did I sell?
89 cups.
Excuse me. And then last but not least, I'm not last, but what is my total ending balance in my medium supreme coffee?
854.07.
Good. Excuse me. And then let's see what's next. We have our large supreme coffees. How many cups did we sell?
93 cups.
For a total of
1,207.54.
okay. We gotta do this ceramic coffee mugs. How many did we sell?
5 cups.
Ooh, sorry guys. 5 cups. We sold 5 mugs. For $34.95. For a grand total of
246.59.
59.
81.54.
59.
I missed the 24.95.
Oh, okay. Good. Last but not least, we have sales tax. For 67.81. So therefore, my ending balance in my sales tax is
254.68.
254.68. All right, so what do we do after that? Now that we finished our last entry in here in the sales tax, what do we do next?
We make a deposit.
Good. We need to make the deposit for the money, right? So we need to make the deposit for the money. So in this case, deposit we received $889.69. So therefore, today is the 20th, and we're going to deposit this, including the check that was made out to us from Corner Bookstore, right? The 50% deposit. Okay. It's giving us a grand total of $953.57. Okay. So now it says right here that for the in-store sales, we use 17 pounds of regular coffee and 17 and a half pounds of Supreme coffee. So I need to go to my inventory worksheet. Okay, and solve. I use 17 pounds of my regular coffee. At what cost per item?
Of the 1.60943.
Okay. So what's what's my total cost of goods sold?
$27.36.
$27.36. Okay, so now we need to update our inventory. Right. We now have 166 and 0.5. Right. 2736 should give you a total of 267 and 97 cents. And then we got Supreme coffee. Here we are, 620, and we sold 17 and a half pounds. Okay. Which batch am I going to be taking from?
The first one at 57 and a half.
Good. First one at 57 and a half, which is going to be 180. So in this case, how much is my total cost of goods sold?
31.5.
Okay, so $31.05. Or 31.50. So I need to update my inventory here because I no longer have 57 and a half. I have how much?
40.
Exactly 40 left, bringing us a grand total of 165 pounds at 350 cents. Right. So here the numbers I'm looking for is 31.50 for Supreme and 27.36 for regular. Okay. Then we got to update our ledger with the cost of goods sold. We used 17 pounds. What's my total ending balance?
$134.28.
Good. We used 17.5 pounds for $31.50. So how much is my ending balance going to be?
153.
153 even. Good. So then we have to update our assets. There you go. Regular coffee. We used 17 pounds. So what's my ending balance in my regular coffee account?
267.97.
And does that match your inventory worksheet? Yes, it does. Supreme Coffee. Use 17.5 pounds. For $31.50. So what's my ending balance in my Supreme Coffee?
350 cents.
Yep. Which for sure that matches your inventory on hand because that's what we calculated, right? We have a total of $350. Good. Right, we updated our inventory. We already deposited all the cash sales. So then let's see what has happened next. Here, we now need to pay higher temps because it's Friday, June 21st. We need to pay higher temps, okay, which is a temporary help agency, okay, for one person, 3 days, 8 hours per day, at $10.50 an hour, okay. Now, how do I pay what I owe, or in this case, right, how do I journalize this transaction? Hire Temps is a temporary work agency.
Is it a temporary labor expense?
Temporary labor expense. Good.
60520.
What was that? 666 60. What's the account number again?
6520.
Okay. Okay, and how are we going to pay?
The checking.
With a checking. Good. Okay. So how much do I owe temporary hire temps? Anybody? How do we know how much to
$252.
ha-
8 hours times 1050 times 3 days.
what was the number?
I got 252.
252. Good, right? So in this case, I could do my can do math right here, right directly into the cells. I am hiring one person for 8 days, right? I'm sorry, for 3 days times 8, right? Times I'm paying them $10.50 an hour. Okay? To get you $252. Okay?
Now you would go write the description and just put temporary labor expense and write for the check number, which is you go to the check register.
Okay, check register. Who am I writing this check out to?
Temporary, higher temps.
Good. I'm going to make a payment to hire temps. For $252. Check number 1520. So, description.
Higher temps. And you would just write the check number, right?
Yeah, you could put other details like one person, 3 days, 8 hours. Or you get to do, yeah, one person, 3 days. Check number 1520. There you go.
And you would just go to general ledger.
And then go to the ledger. Oh, ledger. Sorry. Go to your operating expenses. Temporary labor expense. You could put one person, 3 days, 8 hours per day at $10.50 per hour. Post reference the journal 9 for $252. I wrote a check.
Check 1520. 252.
So that brings my checking account down to
$1,058.50.
good.
And now you would go to the subsidiary.
Yes, because you need to update this. Right, go to vendors, locate your hired temps.
And you would just put the would you just put the check number for invoice, or
Um, you have a couple you have a couple ways you could do this. You could either just fill in the information for this line above here, or you could just go ahead and fill in another line with a check number, like you said. Okay. No invoice number, post reference, general journal number 9. So in this case, right, since we have a due date, right, the invoice amount was for $252. And now I made a payment for $252. Oops. There we go. Right? So here we filled in that the bill was for $252, and here is the payment on the 21st for the $252. Okay, so right, that's it, right, for this transaction?
yeah?
Okay. Good. All right. Next we have is return 4 cracked ceramic coffee mugs to the vendor for a full refund. So in this case, we opened up the package and we found 4 of those coffee mugs were cracked. And we request from the vendor a full refund. Okay, so how do I issue this? How do I record this? I got some cracked coffee mugs. What do I do with them? How do I request for a full refund?
You would use purchase and returns and no.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought I said the sales one. Yeah, purchase and returns and allowance um and accounts payable.
Good, right? In this case, right? Because when we recognize um, our inventory, we recognize it as periodic inventory. So we recorded it originally as an expense to the company, right? So in this case, we need to also look back at how much each coffee mug is going to be worth for the refund. And because we received a bill in the first place, right? We received this shipment on the 20th or the 19th. We're now we're going to be returning and asking for a full refund here. So in this case, we received a bill, but we never paid. So in this case, the only option we have here is, well, we never paid for any of those stuff. So in this case, we would have to reduce the amount that we owe. So in this case, that is correct. So we got a purchase returns and allowance. Right, that's a contra account. And of course, we have accounts payable. What is my purchase returns and allowances account?
$61,500.
Okay, and my accounts payable, 20,000. Okay. So how do I figure out the rest of the numbers?
Sorry, I had to open the door for my dog. Where are we at?
We're trying to figure out how to determine the price for the purchase returns and allowances.
You would go to the subsidiary
Subsidiary?
or
Vendor.
Okay, subsidiary vendor for all things ceramics.
actually go to the general ledger? Because I thought it was gonna show how many we bought it for each.
There is a place where we did record that.
account account payable, Cathy, account.
No, we're not. We're not. We're dealing with a vendor, not a customer. We found 4 cracked mugs from the shipment of our coffee mug. So in this case, we're requesting the vendor for a full refund.
Oh, would you not go to inventory? My bad.
Yes, that's exactly where you're going to go to is your inventory worksheet, because if you go here, it gives you the price points of how much we did this. Now, in this case, right, the assumption is, are you going to do it for June 10th or for June 20th?
June 20th.
You would do 100% June 20th, because June 10th, that's already 10 days out, right? If it's already the 21st and you're returning stuff from the first batch, that's pretty much unrealistic. But in this case, we did receive a batch of inventory on the 20th, so that would be the assumption why you would, you know, have to return, because in this case, right, rule of thumb, when you are the inventory manager, once you receive items of shipments from the supplier, right, your job is to open up all of the packages to make sure, number 1, is all the quantity of the items there, and 2, to make sure that nothing is wrong with nothing's wrong with damage with the boxes or damage with the items itself. Again, you could definitely tell if the box is crushed, things like that. Okay. So in this case, how much did I actually purchase my coffee mugs for on June 20th?
$3.71.
$2 and do you say what?
$3.71.
$3.71. Now, can we return freight?
No.
No. So in this case, which number should I be using instead?
246.
246. Now, if you go down below, you have a little purchase returns and allowances table. So in this case, we're returning 4 mugs, right? At $2.46. So therefore, how much is going to be my refund for?
$9.84.
Good.
And so you don't really need to update the inventory, and we can just go to the just record it in the general. Post it in the general journal, right?
Say that again? I'm sorry.
We don't really have to record it in the inventory or update it, right? And we can just go to the general journal.
In this case, because when will we actually update it?
At the end of the month.
Okay, good. We'll update it at the end of the month. All right. Excuse me, sorry. I have an emergency. I'm gonna pause the class real quick, okay? Okay, so here, right? We solved for the total amount of returns, right? But we won't solve for it till the very end of the accounting period, like what Brian said, right? So in this case, we're not going to adjust our inventory yet. However, we should, keep an idea to make sure that we know which batch came from where. So if you remember from when I taught you this one, right? you can create a little section right here to have the inventory on hand, or in this case, like a running balance of what you actually do have. But at the end of the day, since it is weighted average, it doesn't matter as long as you're just calculating how much you have in quantity and how much you have in total cost. So you don't necessarily have to do this. It's only if you are using FIFO, LIFO methods that you have to keep track of which batch. But in this case, since we're using weighted average, you don't really need to make that list at all. So in this case, I solved for my number, right? I'm returning 4 of those cracked mugs at $2.46 each to give me a total of $9.84. So I'm going to go ahead and update my journal with $9.84. Okay? However, we do need to have another key component here because now we need to know the exact details of which invoice we are decreasing, or in this case, which one that we owe less on. So how do I figure that out? How do I figure out which invoice I am referring to?
Now, this time you would go to the subsidiary? Or?
Correct. You would go to
Okay.
the subsidiary ledger, okay? Because in this case, right, I'm referring to batch that I purchased on the 20th. So let's go ahead and take a look at my subsidiary ledger, okay? So in this case, I am referring to invoice number 159, okay? Now, if I'm getting a credit, what you're supposed to do is you need to make a reference point, or you need to issue a credit for this particular invoice. So how do I do that? What I normally would do is I would refer the invoice, right? And I would put a letter C for credit. So that means I am taking this credit of $9.84 and I'm taking it right off of my invoice 159. Okay? So then I can go ahead and this is what I have here, right? Let's go ahead and let's fill out the subsidiary ledger first, and then we'll go ahead and plug our numbers into our journal afterwards. So in this case, this is one of those cases. So it's the 21st, right? We are returning 4 cracked mugs for full refund, okay, at $2.46 each, okay? So here, we're referring this to our invoice 159. This happened on our general journal number 9, okay? Terms are not going to be affected, but we do know that this is going to affect my returns and allowances, right? For $9.84, okay? So now, if I pull my formula, right, this is just going to give me my total, it just says minus $9.84, which affects my total overall account balance that I owe All Things Ceramics. So I do encourage that there is another column here. It's not necessary to me. I don't think you should create a whole column for it, but just note that this invoice number 159, right, is going to be $9.84 less. So in this case, right, you could have a column that says adjusted invoice or whatever it is, right? Adjusted payment amount or whatever it is, right? So you know that if you do pay for this invoice, right? Invoice number 159, it's not going to be for the 296.80. It's going to be for significantly less, right? It's going to be this plus this. So in this case, it's going to be for 286.96 now instead of 296.80. Okay, so make sure you do have a reference point so that you know that these two are related. Okay, so with the 159 and 159C, and that they go against each other, right? It's a credit to this invoice, so that means I no longer owe 296.80. I now owe 286.96. Okay, so this one tells me I am completely done with my subsidiary ledger. So now I need to update my journal because now I have all the information I need to complete it, right? Like such as who is my vendor that I'm remaking a request from? All Things Ceramics. Okay? What invoice is this affecting? Invoice number 159C. Okay? And then of course I could put 4 cracked mugs for, let me put return for cracked mugs for full refund. Okay. All right. So in this case, I already finished my subsidiary ledger. So all I have to do is just update my my general ledger because the inventory, right? We already talked about updating the inventory worksheet because we don't do it until the very end of the accounting period. So, okay. So in this case, I've already finished 3 worksheets now. So I need to complete the last one, which is the general ledger to update my accounts information. Okay. So in this case, first thing I have here is a purchase returns and allowances. So that's going to be under operating expenses, right? Under purchase orders because this is a contra account, right? It decreases purchase expense. So I have to go locate that, office supplies, payroll, right here, purchase returns and allowances. Okay. 621. It is a refund for correct mugs. Okay, general journal number 9 for the $9.84. And it's on the debit side. Okay? Because it's a contra account, right? Hold on. It's a contra account. So, okay, I'm sorry. Accounts payable is what we are decreasing. Right? We're decreasing a liability, so we decrease it with a debit. And then we're also decreasing a expense account, which in this case we would have to credit purchase returns and allowances. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. So in this case, I have to fix this, and it's on the credit side for $9.84. Because this is a contra account, right? Contra is supposed to decrease the main account. So in this case, my original purchase expense is always debited. How do I decrease my purchase expense? By creating a contra account that's going to flow in the opposite direction. Okay. And now I need to go ahead and decrease my accounts payable account. Okay. In this case, I can put 621 and I could put invoice 159C. Okay, because that's going to tell me that's the credit. Okay. General journal number 9. It's for $9.84 on the debit side. So in this case, we're going to owe less money. So therefore, what is my total account balance going to be in my accounts payable account?
12,879.61.
12,879.61. Good, right? It went from 889 to 879. Okay. Good. And that is it for this transaction here. Okay. So then here, a customer complains and says that when they received the coffee mugs, the mugs, 2 of them were broken. Okay? So that means Albert did a bad job of delivering and wasn't careful, and he ended up breaking 2 of Katie's coffee mugs that she purchased from us. Okay? And because she wants a full refund, we're going to, and she requested to have it applied to her invoice, so then she doesn't have to pay. We don't refund her the money. We give her, she owes us less money. So in this case, she wants us to apply that credit to an invoice, which is 101, which is the one that we shipped out to her. So in this case, how do I record this transaction?
So you would use accounts receivable and sales returns and allowance.
Yes, because in this case, right, she's having us apply this this credit to an invoice. So therefore, right, that automatically is going to say it's an account receivable because we're dealing with an invoice. Okay, she did not want a refund to be sent in a check or to be in cash. Okay, she wanted it to us to credit it onto her invoice. Okay, so in this case, we have sales returns and allowances because once again, a customer is returning. Okay, and of course, since we're applying it to her invoice, accounts receivable is going to be decreased. Okay, so how do I figure these numbers out? Or in this case, let's start with account numbers. What are my account numbers?
Sales return and allowance is 45,000.
45,000. And accounts receivable is 11,000. Okay. Now, once again, how do I figure out these numbers?
Vendor and invoice number 101.
Okay.
Not vendor, but I have invoice number from the sales account. Ducati Coffee Corner.
Okay, so where do you find that?
Account receivable. Subsidiary.
Subsidiary ledger, right? Now in this case, we don't have a copy of the we don't have a copy of the actual form, right? So in this case, right, I have to actually go dig even farther. Now, it's either I can scroll up to find her her actual invoice, or I can also, right, here is, we just delivered to her, right, on the 19th. Or what we can do is, here you go, deliver to Katie's Coffee Corner, invoice number 101. Now in this case, I don't have any prices on here. But I do know that if she purchased 20 of those coffee mugs for $99.80. Now in this case, she acts as a wholesaler, right? What did I put my price point for wholesales for coffee mugs? I also have the table here where you can refer to how much you sell your items for. How much do I sell my coffee mugs to wholesalers?
$4.99.
$4.99 each, right? Okay. Now, if I am reducing her the amount in her invoice, right? Now, in this case, if it's $4.99, right? Then I just have to calculate what that is. Now, in this case, did we charge sales tax?
No.
No. So in this case, our only number that we're looking is $4.99, and we're returning 2 of them, right? Because that's what happened. It broke. 2 of them broke. So 2 times $4.99 is what we're looking at. So how much is her total refund for?
$9.98.
$9.98, right? And we're going to apply it to her invoice number 101. So again, $9.98. Okay. Now in this case, we have a credit and we're going to apply it to invoice number 101. So what should I make? How do I make a reference point to this one to make sure that if Katie pays for this bill, how much does she owe me? Okay, so in this case, subsidiary ledger, so we could figure that out. Okay, it's a customer, right? Here's Katie, invoice number 101. Okay, so how do I, or what do I do to be able to figure these numbers out? Okay, it's the 21st. She wants to return 2 broken mugs for full refund. Okay. She only has 1 invoice, so what reference point are you going to be utilizing here? C for credit.
Yeah.
Okay. This happened on General Journal number 9. And we're going to reduce her payment by $9.98, or reduce the amount that she owes, okay? Because in this case, she wants us to apply it to the invoice. So then again, right, it says she owes me $109.52 minus $9.98, so she owes me $99.54. I'm going to go ahead and make a note here. That's what she owes me, because what if she starts purchasing more stuff? Then I will, rack up my accounts, receivable accounts going to be off when it comes to Katie. So in this case, I'm going to make a reference point on the right side here saying that Katie, if she does pay, she only owes me $99.54, because it's going to be the difference between the 109.52 minus the $9.98 refund that's going to be applied. So therefore, she only owes me $99.54. Okay. So now that I have all the information, right, I can now finish my description in my journal. Okay. Okay, right? Who is this? Who is requesting?
Katie's Coffee Corner.
Katie's Coffee Corner.
Invoice 101C.
Invoice number 101C. Okay.
Maybe put down 2 broken mugs.
Refund to broken mugs. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and update our ledger account. Okay. So we have a sales returns and allowances, which affects revenues, right? It's a contra account because it's reducing our sales. Okay. I think I just missed it. Sales returns and allowances. Right, in this case, it's a debit because sales has a normal balance of a credit. It's a contra account, so therefore it should be flowing in the opposite direction. So therefore, your debit account, for your sales returns and allowances, it's going to be debited for $9.98. Okay, and then we have to update her accounts receivable because she owes us less money now. Here you go. Invoice number 101C for $9.98. So therefore, what is the account balance in the accounts receivable account?
163.41.
163.41. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. So then last question. Do I need to update my inventory?
No.
No. Do I need to make a note in my inventory?
No.
No. These mugs are broken. They're useless to us, even if Katie returns it to our store. We can't put it back into inventory and resell it. They're broken. So in this case, what's sold is sold, so it can never go back into my inventory. Okay, so that's the idea here. Right? Good. All right. Then once again, now we have another situation where the corner bookstore also complains and wants to return 4 cracked coffee mugs. Okay. And here, the corner bookstore is willing to accept a 50% discount to be applied to invoice number 102. Okay. So once again, Albert's not doing a very good job. He's breaking mugs and not being careful when delivering stuff. So in this case, right? But the corner bookstore is a very nice fella of Albert. So he's willing to just accept a 50% discount off of the items that he originally purchased. Okay? So how do I journalize this? And he wants it to apply to invoice number 102.
Same thing. Sales, returns, and allowance, and accounts receivable.
Okay?
And don't you multiply 4 times 4.99 and divide it by 2?
Good, right? In this case, right, you're going to take the total amount of mugs that the corner bookstore is returning. You're gonna multiply it by $4.99, which is the selling price. And you said divide by 2. You could also do multiply point by 50%, okay? Or divide by 2, okay? And how much do you get?
998.
$9.98, okay? In this case, he doesn't want a full refund. He just wants to get half his money back. Okay? So he's willing to accept a discounted price from us. So in this case, we're going to refund him back for $9.98, which is basically giving 2 free coffee mugs away. Okay? So that's the case here. So we need to apply this to his invoice number 102.
And you will just go to the subsidiary.
Subsidiary, okay? Corner bookstore. Here we are. Return 4 broken mugs for 50% discount. Okay. We want to apply it to this invoice. So then, what's the invoice number going to be?
102C.
102C. Right, this is on General Journal number 9. Okay. Terms are not affected. Okay. And the only thing that's going to be affected is the sales, returns, and allowances for $9.98. So therefore, how much does the corner bookstore owe me now? They owe me
One.
50.
Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. I got the wrong.
Okay. So in this case, right, the original bill due was $63.87. Because of this refund for $9.98, which is to be applied on this invoice, right? The corner bookstore is only subject to have to owe me $53.89, which I already placed it here in the column here. So now I have all the information I need to fill in the rest of my description. So, right, the corner bookstore. Return for broken mugs for 50% discount. Okay. So now all we have left is to update our general ledger. Okay. So if you go to revenues first, invoice number 102C for broken mugs for 50% discount. Okay. General journal number 9, because that's where it is, for another $9.98. So therefore, how much total sales returns and allowances do I have?
1986.
$90.86. And once again, we need to go to our accounts receivable because Corner Bookstore wants us to apply it to the invoice. So, invoice number 102C. For another $9.98. So therefore, what is now my account balance in my accounts receivable?
153.43.
153.43. Okay, so it went from 163 dropped down to 153. Okay. All right. So we're going to stop here, okay? And we're going to go on a quick break. Okay. Actually, wait. All right. So now, right, we have to deliver to Super A Market. Right? So here's the invoice number 103. Okay? Delivered to Super A Market, but they have different terms. In this case, this one was no COD. This is just a pure terms and a pure owing money. So in this case, how am I going to record this transaction?
With checking accounts receivable, sales for regular Supreme and ceramic mugs.
So in this case, like I mentioned before, there's no cash on delivery.
I'm sorry. So you just recorded to the I already forgot the name.
Accounts receivable. Okay. Good. Now, as you can see here, that's definitely not enough space because we have 3 items to purchase and a delivery. So in this case, no, there's not enough space here. So like I've mentioned before, there are many rules that you can do to keep the safety of your journals from not getting fraudulent transactions in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a bar there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go look for a transaction. So this one right here, right? We got accounts receivable, we got the sales, we got everything here that we need. Okay. So that means we're starting on a new page, page 10 here. All right. So we're delivering to Super A Market, so I can clear this out. Okay. In this case, how much does Super A Market owe me?
$498.80.
Good. So in this case, I'm going to do my equal sum in my accounts receivable column so that it's much more easier so I know that my numbers match when I type them in, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So starting for the first one, how much was the regular coffee I sold for?
$164.50.
$164.50. Okay. How much was the Supreme coffee?
$179.55.
How much was the ceramic coffee mugs?
$124.75.
And delivery charge?
$30.
Okay, so in this case, I typed everything in, and I get $498.90, which is exactly correct on the receipt, on the invoice. So therefore, good. All right, now I can fill in my description here. Okay, so who did I sell this to?
Super A Market.
Invoice.
103.
All right, in terms.
1%, 10 at 30.
I think that says 20, not 30. Okay. Okay. So again, we're going to go to our ledger right after this because now we have an account receivable. Perfect, we're already here. is sold. All right, we're on new journal. We're on the journal number 10 now. And we're going to increase our accounts receivable by $498.80. So therefore, what is my total ending balance in my accounts receivable account?
652.23.
652.23. Good. Okay, now we're going to go to sales. How many pounds of coffee did I sell for the regular?
50.
Okay, for a total of
164.50.
so that brings my account balance to be
246.75.
246.75. Okay, good. Okay. How many pounds of the Supreme coffee did I sell?
45 pounds.
For a total of 179.55. So therefore, what's my total account balance in my Supreme coffee?
250.35.
Got 259.35. Okay. And I actually had the ceramic coffee mugs. How many cups did I sell?
25 cups.
I sold 25 cups. Or 25 mugs. Okay. For a total of 124.75, which brings my account balance to
396.29.
396.29. Good. Okay. Last thing I have here is I charge delivery income or delivery charges. So let's go down to delivery income. Invoice number 103. $30. So therefore, what's my total account balance in my delivery income?
90.
$90. Okay. Okay. So then now that I updated my ledger, I need to update my subsidiary ledger because now I have a new customer that owes me money. So, customer Super A's right here. Any note that you want to put here? Okay. Invoice number 103. Post reference. We just did this on General Journal number 10. Okay. Terms. What were the terms?
1%, 10, net 20.
Okay, so therefore, what's my discount due date?
June 30. Oh, 31.
There's,
Oh, July 1st.
yeah, there you go, perfect. Okay, and then when is the actual due date?
July 11th.
July 11th, good. Okay, in this case, no advance payments. The whole entire sales price was $489.80. I think. Let's go back and check. Yep, 49880. Okay. Okay. So, what do I need to do next?
You go to commissions expense.
Commission's good, right? Because Albert delivered the coffee. So, therefore, we need to calculate what Albert has earned. So, what is the form? I mean, what is the amount? What is 10% of the total sales?
49.88.
49.88. Okay. Bringing his total amount that we owe him to be
84.57.
84.57. Good. Okay. Next thing we did was Albert submits a sales order for the corner bookstore. So here it is. So what do I do with this?
You go back. You put it for in the commissions.
So in this case, I need to make sure that I put this in here for a total of $194.10. Okay, it's customers. right? I'm sorry, commissions, right? The corner bookstore for $194.10. Okay. So that's done there. We don't deliver them to yet. Okay. And now we have our grand opening sales.
Um, don't we have to do the cost of goods sold for what we sold to Super A Market?
Super A Market. Did we not do it?
No.
Oh, I guess I left it blank. Funny. Okay, well, I did copy it. So in this case, yes, we do need to do that. So go backtrack to that for the Super A Market. Sorry about that. You're right. Okay. So, well, we did record this, so that doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and go back and do the cost of goods sold for the Super A Market here. Okay, so we sold 50 pounds of regular coffee and 45 pounds of the Supreme coffee. Okay, for Super A Market. So, where do we need to go? Inventory worksheet. Okay. Regular coffee. We sold 50 pounds at what cost per item?
The 1,609,43.
And in this case, how much is my total cost of goods sold?
$80.47.
$80.47. Good. Okay. So let's update my inventory. So in this case, I sold 50 pounds. So in this case, how much should I have left? 116. What's my new total cost?
$187.50.
187.50. Okay. So as you can see, my cost per item keeps fluctuating by very small amounts of pennies, but they add up for every pound that you sell. Okay. We need to go to Supreme Coffee. We sold 45 pounds of Supreme Coffee, so let's take a look. Do I have enough for 45 pounds of coffee?
No.
So in this case, I have to break it up because I only have one batch. The first batch only has 40, and then the second batch, I have to dip into 2 different batches to calculate this. So therefore, I need to make a calculated inventory here. So we got 40 plus 5, of course, to give us a total of 45. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make this, we can make it yellow. Oh. We can make this yellow or orange, whatever color makes you happy. We'll do yellow. Okay. So in this case, I have 40 items at $1.80. Now in this case, do I need to calculate it? Not necessarily, right? Because I know that it's going to cost me $72 at the end of the day. right? But in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and just copy the formula down because it's going to be for $72. Okay? So, therefore, I can get rid of this batch of inventory right there for 40. And now I need to sell 5 more pounds. And what's my cost per item from this batch here?
18280.
So in this case, right, I need to calculate how much my total cost of goods sold for just selling 5 pounds of this coffee.
$9.14.
$9.14. Okay. So giving me a grand total of $81.14. Okay. And now I need to update my inventory here, right? It cost me $9.14. Okay. So here, 125 minus 5 gives me a total of 120 left. All right. At a grand total of 219.36. Okay, 219.36. So in this case, I have my cost of goods sold for $81.14 for the Supreme. And then for my regular is $80.47. Okay, so $80.47 and $81.14. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Okay. So $80.47. Okay. For my regular. Okay. And for my Supreme, $81.14. Okay. And of course, we're going to make our note to say sold to Super A Market. Okay. Okay, so we need to update our ledger for the cost of goods sold. Okay, so here we are, regular coffee. We sold 50 pounds. For $80.47. Oops, $80.47. So therefore, what is my total ending balance in my cost of goods sold for regular coffee?
214.75.
Good, $214.75. Okay. Here we are, Supreme Coffee. We sold 45 pounds. for $81.14. Okay, so what's my running balance in my cost of goods sold for Supreme Coffee?
234.14.
Good. And then, of course, we also need to update our coffees here. Okay, here's the regular coffee. Oh, okay. We sold 50 pounds. Okay, at $80.47. Therefore, what's my account balance in my actual regular coffee account?
187.50.
$187.50. Does that match our inventory worksheet? In this case, yes, it does. $187.50. Okay. Okay, so next one we gotta do is update our Supreme Coffee. Right, we sold 45 pounds. Okay, for a total of 81.14. Okay. Okay, so in this case, what's my account balance in my
219.36.
219.36, which does that match our inventory worksheet? Yes, yes it does. Okay. And we even we have to put this in our subsidiary ledger, right? Because now we have Super A Market owing us money. Right? Which we did do, right? In the customers, right? No, we didn't put it in. Yes, we did. Here it is. All right. So we skipped around here and there. Okay. And that looks it for this transaction. Okay, we did the journal, we completed the ledger, we did the subsidiary ledger, and we completed the inventory worksheet. Okay. All right. We plugged in this as a potential sale for Albert already. So all we have left to do is our grand opening sales. Okay. And then we'll save the trial balance for tomorrow, and I will be uploading week 4 stuff for you guys for tomorrow. Okay. So grand opening sales. Here's all of the details here in regards to what happened. Okay. We got the total amount down here. Okay, so let's go ahead and journalize this transaction. Okay. So I'm just going to copy and paste it from above. Okay. So what's my total amount for checking?
Nine. Oh, sorry. 947.12.
Okay. How much is my discount?
200. Oh no, not 200. Oh yeah, 218.73.
Okay. How much was my medium regular coffee?
Your discount number is wrong.
218.73. Okay. My medium regular coffee. Okay. Large.
Large is 281.06.
Okay. And then the large supreme coffee.
324.57.
The ceramic coffee mugs.
69.90.
And the tax.
72.18.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and double confirm that my debits match my credits. So I got 1,165.85 and 1165.85 on the right. So in this case, I had no typos. All right. So let's go ahead and plug these numbers into our ledger. Starting with the first one, which is our checking account. Okay. We're still on general journal number 10. For a total amount of
947. Oh, total.
Yep, that's right. 947.12 for a grand total cash of
$3,005.65.
good. Okay, so now we got to go to our sales. Okay, so here, medium regular coffee. How many cups did we sell?
90.
We sold 90 cups. For a total of
179.10.
okay, so what's my total account balance in my medium regular coffee?
839.78.
Good. Okay, so sales for the regular coffee. How many cups did I sell?
94.
We sold 94. Okay. For 281.06. So what is my total account balance?
1,270.75.
Good. All right. Sales for the medium supreme coffee. How many cups did I sell?
96.
We sold 96. For 239.04. So what's my grand total account balance?
1,093.11 cents.
Good. Okay, so how many cups of the large supreme did we sell?
93.
93. For a grand total of 324.57. So what is my ending balance?
1,532.11.
Good. We sold some coffee mugs. How many did we sell?
10.
For 69.90. So therefore, what's my ending balance in my sales for coffee mugs?
466.19.
Good. Last but not least, we have to collect sales tax. Okay, so here you go. In-store sales for General Journal 10. Okay. For $72.18. So therefore, what is my total amount of sales tax I collected?
326.86.
Good. All right. So in case, what's the next thing we gotta do? We gotta deposit the money, right?
Put the wrong number. It's 947. 947.
947. Okay. 947. 12. Wait, hold on. 947.12. Ah, the wrong button again. Okay, so 947.12. Okay, 947.12. Okay. So if I deposited 947.12 on June 21st, it should be 947.12. Okay. Anything else that we need to do here besides inventory? Right? We don't need to do subsidiary because we sold it to a general population. We already updated the ledger. So all that's left is now to do the inventory. Okay. So inventory worksheets. Here it says that we use 17 pounds of the regular coffee and 17.5 pounds of the Supreme coffee. Okay. So regular coffee, we have 17 pounds. So what's my total cost of goods sold here?
27.36.
$27.36. Okay. Once again, we're going to subtract that out from our inventory. So in this case, right, we have 116.5 minus 17, which give us 99.5. Okay. We have 187.50 minus 27.36. We should have 160.14. Okay. Which now it increased again by 10,000th of a penny. Okay. And then now we got to go to Supreme Coffee to figure out how much 17.5 is going to cost us. So in this case, we only have one batch of inventory left. So in this case, it's going to be for the $82.80. Okay, so in this case, we need to calculate how much is the total cost of goods sold for the Supreme Coffee.
31.99.
$31.99. Okay. So therefore, we need to update our inventory, right? Because now we sold 17.5 pounds for $31.99. So you can take your 120 minus 17.5. Okay. 6 should be 3. Okay. Okay, so you got 187.37. Okay. So we have $31.99 for the Supreme, and we have $27.36 for the regular. Okay, so 27.36, $31.99 And that's what we're going to update our ledger accounts for. Okay. Starting with our cost of goods sold. We used 17 pounds. Okay. For $27.36. So what is my ending balance in my account?
$242.11.
$242.11. Good. And then for my Supreme coffee, we used 17.5 pounds. Okay. General Journal 10 for $31.99. Okay. So then what's my ending balance in my Supreme coffee account? Cost of goods sold.
$266.13.
266.13. Good. All right. Last but not least, I need to update my coffees here. Okay, so here's my regular coffee. I used 17 pounds for a total of $27.36. So then how much should be remaining in my regular coffee?
$160.14.
160.14. And does that match my inventory worksheet? Yes, it does. We are at 160.14. Okay. So go ahead and go back down here to Supreme Coffee. Okay. For $31.99. So therefore, what's my ending balance in my Supreme Coffee account?
$187.37.
187.37, which does that match my inventory worksheet? Yes, it does. Okay. All right. So therefore, that should be the end of our transaction because we went from our ledger, or I went from our journal to our ledger to our inventory worksheet. And this is internal transaction. So therefore, we are done with week 3 with three transactions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here. And what we're going to do is we will continue with the scenario with the trial balance tomorrow. Okay, I'll be uploading week 4 material, so make sure you do check that out. Okay, and that is it for today's class.